Once upon a time, there was an up-and-coming young Terran pro gamer who played versus the world's best Protoss, Bisu, on a very strange map called Monty Hall. Now, this up-and-coming Terran pro gamer sent SCVs across the map, started mining out for a marine rush, the minerals, defending Bisu's base, made a refinery, and swapped the minerals for gas so that his SCVs could quickly and efficiently take down all the mineral wall. He ended up beating Bisu and becoming the greatest player ever to play the game. It is Flash. Oops. This is Monty Hall, and it's Flash versus Bisu. Crazy, right? Because I remember specifically, because everyone's like, wow, that was really cheesy, but it was like, well, that was also kind of a brilliant move. That was one of Flash's first really big wins over a championship level player. And, that was, little did we know that this kind of cheesy Terran was going to become the greatest macro player ever. But yeah, that was a very famous game. A lot of people have asked me in the past to go over some of these games, and actually I have. In fact, I casted that one for this channel. Unfortunately, all those games got reported, and I had to take them down, all my old OSL casts and stuff. I think my channel's just big enough that it gets caught. Well, people are like, oh, this guy's channel, that didn't happen. Mine all got, like, demonetized, and they said that I had to take them down or my shit was going to get banned or something. It was crazy. So, unfortunately, I can't do that for you guys, but, you know what? A modern-day Bisu vs. Flash on Monty Hall. This is sick. Now, here we go. It's a Nexus first from Bisu. Very, very standard. Flash pops an SCV over immediately and will go for Command Center first himself. Well, look at that. Command Center first versus Nexus first. There has to be some randomization about how you choose where to put your base. Now, I think what we're looking at here, because the most normal, if you're bottom right, you normally expand to the northern base. There's something about the layout that this is very comfortable to go up here and defend this, whereas going over here, it's so far away. Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of the way it is. Also, it kind of defends one of your flanks, right? Here with Flash taking the middle base, I think there's two things. He assumes that Bisu's probably going here. And because imagine if the probe was here in the middle harassing, that'd be so annoying to deal with. But also, this is going to be the shortest distance to do a timing attack, which I think you just have to do. Like, Terran can't play Monty Hall for a long time. You just cannot really do it. And look at this. Bisu's sitting here waiting. He's saying, like, oh, are you going to come out here? He might actually try to use a pylon jump. He totally placed that wrong. Okay, he uses a pylon jump, gets his probe over, and he'll be able to see, like, oh, this is a command center first. Okay, that barracks just finished. You don't have Marine. Yep, we know what's going on. And in fact, oh! Style points for Bisu! That's so sick. I can't believe he pylon blocked this place that Flash mined out. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. You have to mine it 6 times. You have to have 6 long-distance minings here to open this up. That is so crazy. I want him to do it again if the probe is still alive. Anyways, so Flash is losing out on a lot of economy. Really good move there from Bisu. And yeah, the factory is almost halfway done. Looking down at Bisu's side, he's skipping range, of course, going for a robotics facility very quickly. Probably go directly into Reaver if I had to guess. Reaver and shuttle speed is going to be extremely, extremely powerful here. Whereas for Flash, I really do think that he has no real option other than to do a timing attack down the center. I just can't see anything else. So now Flash finally has that mined out, and he can get some more SCVs down here mining, so that's good. He's going to be able to kill this pylon. Eventually, the probe will probably be caught. Sometimes you'll see a Protoss that is so stylish that they'll go over and pylon jump out of an area like this. I don't think Bisu's going to even try it, but I guess we'll see. I think it's best for him to just keep that alive as long as possible. And the SCV pops over. You might ask yourself how that happened. What you do is you make a depot, and then when your SCV dances over the minerals, then you hit escape on the SCV and he pops over. So yeah, there is a way for Terran to do that, but it is a little bit RNG. It sometimes can take a while for the SCV to actually go over the right location. You never know. So anyways, a Dragoon comes over to kill off this SCV. Of course, Flash is going to know that shuttle speed is going to be on the way, as well as a Reaver drop. And he's going to have to go ahead and block that engineering bay coming up. Now, the last time I casted a game here, you might remember, it was 4GG versus Ruin, and Ruin just took like 5 bases off like 3 gates or something. It was insane how greedy he got. Let's see how Bisu handles this, because Bisu, I think, obviously, still one of the best Protoss players in the world. You know, it hasn't been shown exactly what Flash is actually going to be going for, and he's going to need to get an observer over there to check that, but as long as Bisu doesn't overexpand, he should be all right. Now, Flash opens up this side. Is he going to go for a pressure play over here? It looks like it. Probe coming up. He's going to catch this probe. At least Bisu will have some advanced warning, but he's going to have a Reaver. Reaver plus multiple Dragoons, like 3 Dragoons and a Reaver. He should be completely fine here. There are more Vultures coming down, so Flash very, very quickly going for a push over here. Reaver just sitting behind the wall. Yeah, he's going to turn around, leave a couple Vultures down. He does have mines now. Looks like he got speed first there. And gonna lay a few mines. Okay. So, you know what? He attempted pressure here. Didn't really work out. That's fine. Now, it looks like Bisu wants to go towards Flash's expansion. Flash already has missile turrets on the way. Wraith coming up here as well. I was wondering what that starport was going to be for. But yeah, using that Wraith opener with the speed Vultures. We talked about this, I want to say 2 months ago, about how this was kind of a new, interesting way to play. And it looks like he is going to utilize it here at least a little bit. That speed shuttle just kind of flying by, even though he sees the... I think Flash was trying to bait him to turn the shuttle around and chase the Vultures. But as he didn't turn around, I think Flash looked at that and said, you know what, this is not mined out yet 100% then. Because why else would he be completely unafraid? And look at this. The Dragoon doing a great job keeping that Wraith away. Yeah, gets some more damage there onto the shuttle. 2 Dragoon hits left on this Wraith. Why does a Wraith count as a large unit? You got me. I don't know. It absolutely shouldn't be a large unit, by the way. Just I want to make that clear. Takes full damage from Dragoons. Meanwhile, Mutalisks do not count as a large unit. That's sick. Anyways, the shuttle flying up to the top left. Bisu trying to get a bit of damage here. Takes some damage onto that Reaver as well. Okay, gets a decent Scarab, Look at this, 39 workers to 51 right now. A few mines being laid over here. This is going to be a little bit annoying with the Vulture, but that's not the end of the world. The Wraith finally catches up, and he will... I guess the Marine gets the last shot there on the shuttle, but he will take that down. 4 factories up. Or about to be up, more factories being added as Bisu gets that 3rd base going. I really think Bisu should fully mine out these mineral patches. He needs like very quick army movement if a timing push comes. The thing is, you can't play a big macro game here as Terran. It's like when you get to really big armies, like let's say you want to go down a certain lane, right, as Terran here. If you're playing a big macro game, first off, you have to open up areas to get into these 4 bases, right? So that would be a big macro game. So if you're trying to go down a lane, Protoss can just check that with an observer and go down a different lane for a counterattack, right? And that is something that leaving... Like, if you're going to do a counterattack based type of play, don't mine these out. If you're going to do an army crushing type of play, mine these out, right? So... Anyways, that is not fully mined out, so it would take a long time for Flash to try to get his army through something like that. Starting to move out here. Bisu has legs on the way. He has a 2nd robe on the way as well. He's going to try to slow this down a little bit with the Reaver. Missile turret being made. Very nice snipe. You can see he's specifically targeting the anti-air there. Bisu continuing to back up. Flash leapfrogging his tanks a bit. Yeah, Bisu's doing a pretty good job of slowing this down. He has slowed it quite a bit. There are a lot of factories here, so the 6th factory really showing that Flash wants to get this attack going. He does have that extra command center as well. Don't forget, this is a command center first, so you're able to do just a little bit more all at once because of that. Zealots coming out now. Legs almost done, but he doesn't actually have Zealots yet. He's starting to make a few. His gateway count is actually very, very low. So Bisu starts to walk out here to try to hold this. Ooh, very good Scarab right there, but he doesn't have any Zealots. So you can see the Dragoons being splattered oh so quickly. Trying to get another Scarab off. Okay, gets a good Scarab hit there for sure. Flash's push continues to march forward. This is actually getting a bit scary. He's lost a lot of units. The gateway count just really wasn't that large here for Bisu. He focused instead on getting a second Robo very quickly, but Flash's push is hitting before basically Zealot legs, right? Like, yeah, he has Zealot legs technically, but he's not had more than 2 Zealots at any point. Normally what you do is you make a big group of Zealots, but a lot of the resources were spent by Bisu on getting shuttles and that additional Robo. I think he's playing the map too much and not the situation enough here. So nice pick off there, and Flash is just getting on top of Bisu's third base, like super fast. Flash has his own third base up and mining right now. So Flash is going to kill this base and have like a ridiculously strong position. Now suddenly, because this is closed off, yes, it makes Flash slow getting through, but also Bisu literally can't attack into this. This is basically invincible by ground. Oh man, very tough position. Bisu now going to get ready and take another base up here, and looks like he might even take the island base in the top right. That makes a lot of sense. Not sure where he wants to go with that island base, though. Oh, one of the tanks accidentally pops out, but that's okay. Sets it up. Going to start a missile turret over here as well. All right, so Flash's push just continues to rally in. Like, he's got his science facility, he's got the upgrades going, he's just a constant rally with the missile turrets. And notice how he's keeping a certain amount of tanks here. Well, that's funny, because as I say that, he unsieges them. But, like, I really like the idea of keeping a nice big siege line in the back that's basically not going to be broken. Obviously, as Psystorm comes up, that becomes a little bit more clearable. But Flash actually unsieges and starts it back up. That's interesting to me. So right here, it's like he's kind of holding this position, and he's expanding behind it as well. So he actually is getting a fourth base now. Some vultures rotating out towards this base. Is he just going to attack down another path? He's got an SCV here, so he knows that everything Bisu has will be up in this sector. Now, Bisu actually clears this one out. What a weird-looking game. Well, I guess that's what Monty is going to do. It's going to give you very weird-looking games overall. Siege Tanks going back. Flash really taking over the left-hand side of the map. Reaver dropping out here, looking for a nice Scarab, and actually gets an okay one there, but does end up losing that damaged Reaver. Lots of Reavers over here for Bisu. Looks like he wants to rally his Reavers into a better spot, so he's going to remove that pylon. All right, Reaver's cleaning up quite a bit, honestly. You know, I would definitely give Flash the advantage in this game right now. He's done some good damage to Bisu. Bisu is trying to kind of get things going once again, but Flash has rotated his entire army to the top lane now. It took a while, and Bisu sees what's going on. He's got really well-placed observers and everything. Drops off one speed zealot in here, gonna disrupt that mining quite a bit actually with it as well. The vulture's getting caught. Ooh, nice micro there. Good body blocking here from Bisu. Has a DT out here as well. Maybe tax that detection a bit. Dude, we're actually getting into a pretty big game. And as this base gets mined out, he's saying, screw it, man, we'll go up here. A nice little Storm plus Reaver drop going on at this third base location. SCV's down to just 50 now. The Reaver's actually being pretty damn valuable. Oops, sorry. But the Reaver's being really, really valuable here. He's getting so much damage done. Ooh, pick it up. Nice. Last possible second pickup. Very good micro here from Bisu. Just completely abusing here with the Reaver. And now Bisu is up 30 supply. Damn. So this base is mined out. Bisu is basically shut down mining on this base quite a bit. This base is pretty well defended. And he's still got like a little bit, so Bisu hasn't really attacked up this lane. The thing is, Flash is seesawing the pressure over to this side. So Bisu has most of his army here, which is keeping Flash. Because Flash is more on the attack, if he was sitting more defensively, Bisu would have a lot more room to wiggle around with. Now, Flash has actually gone double dropship. So he's committing heavily towards that island base, but Bisu does have a lot of shuttles, so he should be able to clean that up, I would imagine. But he might lose everything first. Look at this. Another couple dropships going up. Bisu with the counterattack. So Flash going to end up having to fly this base away as well. He's going to have to block with SCVs in here because there's way too many units from Bisu. Now, all that being said, a lot of damage is being dealt to this base. More and more units coming out. And in fact, even has some anti-air in the form of these Goliaths. He's going to go down and dive on this shuttle. Oh my God, 2 Reavers in that shuttle going down. Absolutely huge moment there for Flash. In the meantime, Bisu breaking through. An absolutely stellar game between these two on Monty Hall. This is crazy. A storm going down on these tanks. Looks like he should be able to clear that pretty quickly. Tank going to get one more volley off there. The SCVs coming out to fight against these Dragoons as well. There are still some Psy Storms, and the Storms are being worth so much right now. More tanks coming up. A reinforcement. Remember, you had these tanks sieged here. These have come up to actually help out. In the meantime, this Nexus looks like it's going to fall. Oh my God, I actually forgot that this cliff extends down here. And suddenly he's sieging this base as well. And this base is gone for Bisu, just like Flash mined out of his first expansion. Holy crap, what is this position? Okay, so barely mining, forced out, empty, and Flash has this mining. Bisu has this empty, retaking this base right now. This one being sieged from high ground, this one being killed off with mass dropship plus the snipe on that shuttle that had double Reaver. And suddenly Bisu's down like 40 supply total. I guess a little tiny bit of that. Well, no, that's actually a fair amount. Like 17 of that is in workers. So he is still down army supply as well. What a messy, wild, chaotic, hectic game. But I think actually, if you look at this, like Bisu's not likely to mine from this again. This is too good a spread. If he tries to break this, he's going to lose his shuttles. Yeah, he's not going to get anything out of there. See, like two Zealots come out. 2 High Templars died in there. Yeah, he's going to GG. That was wild. Okay, that was one of the more wild TVPs I've casted in a while. Okay, the fact that they both go Command Center first, Nexus first, I'm like, okay. So it has to be a timing attack follow-up, right? So he did a little push down this side, right? He mined out a little bit. Did a little push down this side. Bisu had to hold in this, at his regular expansion, which was like right here, right? He made the pylon wall and everything. So he held here, and then Flash opened up this side against the third base and did a very fast attack against the third base. Now, what I think happened here was Bisu, instead of adding the gateways and playing the map more normally. Now, I know this is not a normal map, and there's definitely things that you can see, like Command Center first, Nexus first. There's like no defense being made, right? But he went the second robo thinking like, oh, the mobility of the shuttles is really good. And he's right about that. But he's playing too fancy, which I have definitely, this was actually something I thought was really smart that Gypsy said to me that I didn't appreciate at the time. When we were practicing a lot for Neo Dark Origin, which is a very tough map for Terran vs. Protoss, he mentioned you can just play it normal and you'll still beat most people just playing it normally instead of trying to get overly fancy. That's not exactly the words he said, but that was the meaning behind it. And I feel like we're seeing that a lot on Monty Hall with the pros, where they're like, well, the map is like this, so I'm going to play in this crazy way. Like, I'm going to focus so heavily on robo units. And when you saw this push coming down, right? Where was the push? Right around there, maybe? Yeah. So when you see this push coming, he has the second robo up, and he's spending a ton of minerals on shuttles and additional reavers. But the thing is, this push is a push that you do against Dragoons and Reavers, right? This is a push that isn't going to do well against Zealots. So he could have had 8 gates and Zealot legs. Instead, he has 2 robos and he's adding the gates later, right? And so that's what allowed Flash to come and push this out. So even though the map is wild and you need to adjust for that, when you get into these more normal positions, you have to play it more like a normal map, I would say. Because this push, it ended up working. Bisu slowed it some, but he had exactly the wrong unit comp to actually stop it. And so he lost his base. Beautiful. Beautiful. Really gives you appreciation for standard metagame practices. Standard becomes standard for a reason. And if you don't have it's like, the thing is, I haven't ever thought these thoughts before I watched this map, like about this exact type of thing where it's like Bisu is overplaying the map. Well, I guess actually the Ruin 4GG game was very similar, where it's like Ruin, you're overplaying the map and you're underplaying just like this beats that, right? Yeah, the map is special, but like you don't need that edge. You already have an edge, right? If you already have an edge, do the normal thing that beats this and then play the map. Anyways, I hope that this was like 5% as enlightening for you guys as it was for me, because I think that this was an excellent game to learn from. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed Flash vs. Bisu, and we'll see you next time.